Well, everybody, we're running a little bit behind. I don't want to lollygag. Lollygagging's for the gaggers. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's let's move on to the game reveal. Wizard, good to have you sticking on by. I'm pretty sure you're not the GM. Oh, it's a trash goblin, Liz Star. Liz Star, come join us.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm just here until Liz shows up.
Wow. Okay, fill in the void. Yeah, Liz Star is always a hoot and a holler to have here. Let's find out what kind of joy she has for us. Liz Star, where are you? Liz. Okay, I'm just trying to find out. Sending Liz a message. I think Liz is stuck in the trash can. Maybe it was trash day. They accidentally threw Liz in the garbage truck and took her to the dump. So, we gotta wait for Liz to come back.
So what you're saying was garbage day?
Garbage? Well, I mean, it's Ku5ogrande. Every Kuso day is a garbage day. Apparently Liz's internet is dying. Well, you know what? I feel like we need to go ahead and do the introduction ourselves then, Wizard. So, do you like action games?
They're alright.
How about action games in the early 90s on PC?
Those are pretty good.
Yeah, when I say that, what do you think of? What kind of action games do you think of?
Eidos' Thief.
What?
Thief by Eidos.
Thief?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking like 92, 93. Something that may have been actually a little bit older than... Yeah, that was 98. No, 5 years. 8 years before. Let's see, maybe chat will be able to give us
90.
some ideas. What?
You just said 90s.
I said early 90s. Ooh, someone says Apogee. Okay, what are some games that were
friends.
made? Jazz Jackrabbit?
Liz.
Hi,
okay.
I'm on my phone.
Hi, Liz.
Liz, yay. Everybody say hi to Liz's phone. People are saying Keen, Jazz Jackrabbit. They're on the right track here. Honestly, I'm thinking Duke Nukem.
Ooh. You're
Yeah.
thinking Duke Nukem? There might be some Duke Nukem, but what's the other thing that I'm really well known for?
Genesis.
Sega Genesis.
It is the Sega Genesis version of Duke Nukem
3D? Oh.
3D.
See, I didn't even know
Oh, that's
there
not
was a
platform,
port.
Duke.
Most people didn't. That's a good thing. So there were literally 10 vetoes today. Oh goodness, all this noise.
Actually 10 vetoes? Oh,
There,
no.
on the 10th, I was like, I'm going to give my...
Sorry, you cut out there. You're going to give them what?
Today's a bomb day.
Oh, it's a nuke. I suppose we
nuke.
shouldn't really be surprised. Oh, by the way, do you know who's doing audio for us?
Oh, that would be Whoop.
Whoop. Okay.
Whoop Von Whoop. I'm going to reset my router. I will be right back.
Okay, no worries. We'll be able to hold the fort down while you are doing that. So as Liz goes and buys another router real quick, we generally have a lot of platformers when it comes to Ku5ogrande. We don't have too many first-person shooters. Although Redneck Rampage did make it in one time. We've also had, what was that, Cyberdillo?
Yes, I was going to say, what was the Armadillo one? Cyberdillo was quite a game.
It was certainly a game. But besides those, we haven't really had too much. It's always exciting for me to be able to see some of these genres that get forgotten, work their way back into Ku5ogrande. And this is certainly a genre.
Well,
And-
for 16-bit consoles, maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, Jurassic Park on Super Nintendo did have a first-person section, and I believe Doom made it onto the Super Nintendo. Not a good port, but a port nonetheless. I'm working on getting everything captured. Liz, is there anything tricky about Duke? Like, I've never played Duke Nukem 3D, any of the versions. Is it pretty standard like Doom and other games of the era? Liz? Liz!
I think.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Sorry for technical difficulties.
It's okay, we'll
It
live.
just started picking up.
We will...
Did you hear any of what I just said about Doom?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
Tell me more, tell me more.
I was just saying Doom was on the Super Nintendo, and it was also on the Genesis, the 32X specifically, because they thought the Genesis was a little too weak to run Doom, and Tectoy kind of found a way. Except it's not quite Doom.
Tectoy... Yeah, if I understand, Tectoy is a Brazilian company, right?
Tectoy is the reason why the Mega Drive still thrives in Brazil even today.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
for better or for worse, they exist. I mean, I actually love that the Mega Drive is still a thing in another country. It's something that, well, that and the Master System both really thrived in Brazil. I'm not 100% sure why, though.
Tectoy really marketed heavily. They did a fantastic job using local children's comic characters and cartoon characters in licensed titles. So as a result, the Mega Drive really took off. And because Sega of Everywhere Not Japan sort of imploded Saturn era because of bad business decisions, and Nintendo never looked at South America, the Tectoy just kept running with what they had.
Yeah, which, honestly, I can sort of understand that. You gotta know the market, you gotta know how many people are going to be able to even buy the game. Simply put, electronics in Brazil are expensive. Even when I was living there in the late 2000s, they were super pricey, and it wasn't something that you could just, drop a little bit of money. Like, I think that there were places where, like, maybe even buying a little property might have been cheaper than buying some of the consoles or some of the TVs out there. Like, they were expensive. But then again, I saw people living in shacks that were just put up with scrap wood that had a TV, I don't know, 50-inch TV, something like that. It was amazing. There were definitely some people who would put in a lot of money in order to have these fancy devices, in order to have the technology, but most people didn't. I remember very few video game consoles when I lived there.
That really does not sound surprising.
Okay, I'm checking right now with the players to see if they are ready to get this game a-rolling, because I certainly am. I'm excited for a little first-person shooter. I like the excitement that comes with that. Liz, don't be sorry.
I'm very sorry to everyone involved.
Don't be sorry, Liz.
Oh, it can't be that bad.
I'm not saying anything about that.
Yeah.
In fact, that's probably my cue to bail out of here, but you have a good match, everyone. And,
Bye, Wizard!
Good luck.
Oh, it's 3D Realms. Yay. Everybody, by the way, get ready to spam things in chat. Spam emotes, explosions, sunglasses, cool people. What else? Oh, also, do we need to give a content warning at all, Liz?
Right. Balls of Steel. It's rated upper T to M, so yeah, I
Okay, no, there may be some gore. That's all I know. There might be some good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty not great. And what I almost gave.
Yeah. It's
We definitely would have had to have given a warning.
yeah. I saw the pictures of what you almost gave, and we would have been given a warning. Thank you for all that beautiful spam in chat. I love you, chat. You're the best. So here we go. Honestly, this looks better for the Genesis than I would have expected. Mayo just kicked an explosive. You don't want to do that. That's how you die. So what do we have going on? What?
I believe the. Sorry.
What do we have going on right now? Hello, Liz.
Sorry, am I coming through properly?
Right now, yes.
Okay. My computer is still resetting. Hopefully I will be back in okay quality soon.
Okay, fingers crossed. So, here's the deal. This looks relatively good for the Genesis and Mega Drive. Looks can often be deceiving, though, so what are we not noticing right now?
Well, there's no vertical anything in this game.
Okay.
That was a common thing with FPSs in the day.
I was gonna say Doom.
And like had no verticality.
Yes.
Yeah. They pulled a Wolfen to lessen everything. Also, the draw distance is pretty terrible, and just the quality of the way everything looks.
Yeah, everything looks like...
It is still very technically impressive.
Honestly, everything looks like you took a CRT and put it on its side, and you get the vertical scan lines instead of horizontal. It's a little weird to me. But perhaps that was a way to get this to actually show up without being too janky. Now, people are saying this is a bootleg. Was this actually licensed?
This was licensed, no. It is tech.
Sorry, you're cutting out there.
It is not proper as a bootleg.
Okay. Let's see. I'm taking a little bit of a look, trying to find some information. It was released in 1998 exclusively in Brazil. This version has 9 levels based on the PC's Lunar Apocalypse episode and a range of enemies and weapons from the original game. The difficulty has been raised significantly. You're having them play on the easiest difficulty, right?
I am, because I felt like it was mean enough.
I love it. The frame rate is noticeably reduced. The port also makes heavy use of scan lines and a smaller window size to reduce the overall render load. Yeah, I was thinking that the vertical scan lines were probably there in order to make graphics take up less space, and probably loading makes sense there as well. Faster loading. That's pretty impressive, actually, that they were able to make something that looked this good. That would normally have so much, like, required space, you know.
It was really, really late into the Genesis life cycle. 1998 is a very late release. So they had the technical prowess. They spent so much time, I think, thinking that they should. I mean, that they could, that they did not focus on, you know, the outdated meme phrase.
Yeah, let's just say this was developed, as far as I can see, by 3D Realms, okay? It's made by the company that made Doom, or that made, not Doom, obviously, because Doom was competing specifically with Apogee and 3D Realms. This is definitely something that was made by the original company that made Duke 3D.
Now, I found I found information that goes against that.
What?
It's very hard, and I see a bunch of people say a bunch of different things, and we can't tell who's telling the truth in this story
Oh,
on who
great.
made this and if it was licensed.
Okay.
Because I think 3D Realm says they did not, and Tectoy says they did.
Wait, so they disagree about whether or not this was official?
Yep.
Oh, I love that. Whatever. Gearbox owns the right to Duke Nukem now, so we'll let them settle the debate.
And what a great good they're doing with that license now.
Oh my
Honestly,
gosh.
since the release of Duke Nukem 3D, this might be the best Duke game that ever came out.
Oh.
I mean, it's better than the other Duke Nukem game that came out between that period and now.
I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know anything after the platformers on the PC because those were so good.
Have you not played Duke Nukem 3D like at all?
At all.
You know very little about it.
Yeah.
It's so if you like Doom, I think you'd enjoy it. It's kind of like if you take Doom, you give it a real 90s tune and like overwhelming toxic masculinity.
Okay.
And made it, but like gameplay wise, it's still fun. It's still that kind of fast-paced, action-y FPS.
Yes.
So if you like that kind of thing, it's good.
Okay.
And then they took what, like 18 years to make the sequel, and we all know how that turned out. I personally can't play Duke Nukem 3D because it makes me extremely nauseous. It gives me really bad motion sickness, but that's most FPSs of that time.
Okay. So I'm doing a little bit of yeah, honestly, like Redneck Rampage, definitely the same, different kind of toxic, but yeah, you didn't really get 3D shooters that were anything other than guns and muscles. Which, I mean, to be fair, it was kind of a fun genre at the time. I thought it was fun, you know. But at the same time, you know, now we can definitely see some problematic things with that. Like, certain games have definitely focused on masculinity, but still have gone away from it being toxic. I'm thinking Broforce is kind of fun, that still embraces that kind of thing without being too terrible.
Hello.
Hello, are you back?
I'm back. I'm on my not phone.
Yay! Your not phone. That sounds better.
Hopefully this will hold.
Yes.
Everything was falling apart before the start of this match. My internet wasn't working. The whole 10 games thing were vetoed.
Yeah.
And then I had to put up with the knowledge that I had to force this game onto others. And that was the hardest part, frankly. This game, it's very difficult to control an FPS with a D-pad.
Yeah, I mean, I've played Jurassic Park for the Super Nintendo, which, by the way, this is definitely a much higher quality first-person shooter experience. This actually has a frame rate. Yeah, but honestly, it just feels wrong to use a D-pad for a first-person shooter. The vertical movement doesn't really bother me, though, because I played a lot of Doom, a lot of Wolfenstein. That's just sort of par for the course during that era.
You can have a lot of fun without the verticality of a Doom or something. You can still make a good game with it. The question is, did they?
Well, I mean, this came out the same year as Half-Life. Which might be a little bit of a step up from Duke Nukem, you know?
Listen, Half-Life Duke Nukem 3D for the Genesis. I think they're about par.
Okay.
People have been reconsidering and being like, is Half-Life that good? I think people should reconsider Duke Nukem. Is Duke Nukem 3D for the Sega Genesis that bad? Maybe we can put them about even. That's never going to happen.
Okay, so I did a little research on the IP issue here. Tectoy made this game, started selling it. The company, specifically 3D Realms, said, we didn't authorize this. Tectoy said, we bought the rights through GT Interactive. And then GT Interactive's like, oh, we're out of business. And so then Pico Interactive in 2015 bought the rights to this game and started re-releasing it. However, during that time, 3D Realms and Gearbox Software was doing some sort of legal stuff, and the court ended up saying that all Duke Nukem games belong to Gearbox. However, it's unclear whether Pico bought a real license or a fake license from Tectoy. We really just don't know, and because there hasn't been any sort of agreement or ruling, we don't know whether or not this was legitimate. However, the game is still being sold, and Gearbox has done nothing to stop the sales. So it's, question mark?
Yeah, this is like one of those really weird, like, is it a bootleg? Is it legitimate? It's like weirdly somewhere in the middle. It's its own thing.
Yeah,
it's like
I love
a
it.
Semi-legitimized bootleg.
Yeah, it's like they never had to stop selling it. And maybe it's bootleg, but maybe it's not.
It's a sock. It's a sock knee.
With that said, this might be the most impressive bootleg, if it is a bootleg, that I've seen.
Yeah. Like, it looks like a Duke Nukem game. It sounds like a Duke Nukem game, although slightly voice crunched.
Like, this music makes me want to go to sleep, though.
The music is definitely the worst part of this game.
Oh,
the sound just in general. If you leave Duke Nukem alone, he starts saying lines in his best, like, in the best Duke voice you can get, and they're all so big. And it's just like, what was that, Duke? It's like,
Voice they take up a lot of space, you know? You gotta re-encode them through like a tin can. And if you do that, then you're gonna get down to the quality that they can really handle.
We are getting comments in the chat right now. People saying they didn't grow up with FPSs. Other people saying they're fine with it, just maybe not with these controls. So one thing imagine a Sega Genesis controller, right? It has 3 buttons or 6 buttons. This uses all the 6 buttons, but it also has mapping for just the 3-button controller. So if you're playing the 3-button controller, you hold start and press A, B, or C to activate X, Y, or Z.
Okay.
And in order to strafe, which is basically the only way you're going to be able to hurt anything without also getting hurt, you have to hold C and then shoot with A, which means you basically have to play it like piano style because it goes A, B, C like in a line. So, because you can't reach over, otherwise you press B and switch your weapon.
Claw grip is definitely the way to go. Or, frankly, using keyboard could also be doable rather than using a controller.
When is Tectoy going to release the add-on where you can plug your keyboard into your Sega Genesis?
Hopefully, like tomorrow. They did release the Atari Flashback recently, the Atari Flashback Portable. They are still working in games. They did something with Peggle, of all things.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, honestly, like, it's strange that there can be a game that had all of this mixed history, history of whether or not they actually had a license for a game that they released and sold in boxes, and that claims that it has the licenses, and they still exist. They're still making things. By the way, the manual definitely says it was produced with the license from Sega Enterprises. I don't see any claim that they had the license from 3D Realms, but they had a Sega license.
On the box, it does show 3D Realms.
It shows 3D Realms on the manual. It doesn't explicitly say they had a license, but let me take a look. I'm just trying to find if there's more information in here. Wait. So what is the story of this game, by the way? Is it
this
aliens?
One in particular? Hold on, I have the page up that can tell me. The Duke Nukem wiki. Let's see here. So this plot in particular.
Yeah.
Where's the plot section?
Why?
Oh, no, is there no plot? Oh, here it is. The back cover of the game box offers a brief storyline. It's time to kick some ass. Oh boy, already.
Baby.
Alien killers are about to invade Los Angeles. From one moment to another, the human race becomes threatened with extinction. That's a weird way of putting that. Now only Duke Nukem can prevent this massacre on planet Earth, doing what he does: exploding, detonating, massacre, skinning, and annihilating aliens.
Well, that's not nice. Don't skin the aliens.
Yeah, that's going a step too far, Duke.
I mean, maybe they have really good leather. I don't know. Are you gonna make an alien chair? Maybe. Hard to say.
Honestly, that seems like something Duke would do.
Alien chair.
Looks like My Hello opened up the map, and maybe they don't know how to close it again, but honestly, it doesn't look super useful. It will be useful later because it gets a little confusing as to where you can go.
See, this is sort of how I preferred to play some of the games back in the day. In fact, Doom is fully playable from the map. Which is something that I love, just going into the map and playing the whole thing.
Turning it into like a top-down shooter.
Yeah. And it shows
I used to
the
play
bullets.
Diablo 2 like that.
It shows the bullets and where they go, and using the map, playing with the shotgun was amazing. It was so much fun. Yeah, Diablo 2, I would always have the map on as well, although I'd usually make it semi-transparent.
Yeah, same.
Good. My gosh.
So
the story sounded so exciting, but it sounds like we've got a church organ in here. I hate it.
It is extremely dull.
Ugh.
How long did I play this game? So I played it for Genesis Quest. My Genesis Quest, where I'm playing every Genesis game. What did I rate this game? I'm curious.
Butts out of 10.
I gave it a 2 out of 10.
Oh wow, that's actually better than I expected.
It's impressive for the Sega Genesis, but wow, it is pretty not great. That's the review I gave.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, as far as I can see, Tectoy, essentially, if anything was going to be published in Brazil, they worked on it. Which, to be fair, is kind of cool. I'm glad that there was a company that was willing to do that.
Yeah.
Even if they ended up stealing this.
Basically, Nintendo and Sega were very different in a lot of the ways they did things. Sega was a lot more hands-off. They didn't really want to control every aspect. Nintendo still is like this, where they want to control like every aspect of everything. So whereas Nintendo, if they were going to do distributing or anything, they would make their own, like here's Nintendo of America, they're in charge of everything. Whereas Sega, if they can't go into every market in the world and make some big company, They don't have the
True.
resources.
True.
So they get someone else to do it for them. They did it in Europe and they did it in South America. And that's why, because Nintendo couldn't just move into those markets and do what they tried to do because they're so big and varied markets.
Yes.
The infrastructure just is not there. So Sega let smaller companies do that, which is why Sega had such a handhold in both South America and Europe. In fact, most people over in Europe did not grow up with the Nintendo or the Super Nintendo. They grew up with a Master System, or 8-bit micros. But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, I'm taking a look, by the way, because I hate the sound so much. The person who worked on the audio for this game only worked on audio for this game. This was the only game they did audio for. They were also the programmer for this, but they did programming for Ferias Frustradas do Pica-Pau.
Oh my gosh, really?
Oh yeah, and another couple games on there that I kind of want to see show up someday, but I'm not going to spoil those. But yeah, they really did not have a very big staff here. To tell the truth, the artist for this is the only game he did art for ever. Someone who made the tools for this did a little bit of the design for some of the other games, including some of the programming for Ferias Frustradas. Like, it seems like everybody just worked on all the projects. That's just what they did. And the manager for this game was only the manager for this specific game. He didn't work on anything else. So this got even less attention than freaking Woody Woodpecker. I hear someone calling. Run away, Liz, run. Well, everybody, we're 22 minutes in and having a lot of fun. I love the kicking animation. It's so good.
I've always loved the kicking. I think it has a good name too. Like the kick weapon has a specific name. I think it's the Mighty Boot.
The Mighty Boot.
The Mighty Foot.
Oh,
that's
the Mighty Foot. Yeah, I did.
Ooh, it has its own wiki article.
Okay, let me see if the shoe shows up in the manual. Let's see. Oh, by the way, who appears to be in the lead? We're 22 minutes in, and all of the levels look the same.
This is the same level. They I don't think anyone has gotten past room like 3.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, they like a few people have gotten past the blue door just slightly. Like right now, Arpiga has gotten past the blue door. But each of these, this is actually a very linear FPS game. There are, I think, 7 levels. I'm not sure I expect anyone to beat level 1 because there's no way to quick save. There's no way to do anything.
Wow.
There are 9 levels. Yeah, we might see level 2. It's just a matter of how far they can get in level 1, frankly. I think right now, Arpiga is ahead, although Whoop is not too far behind.
Good. Oh my gosh.
I will be right back.
Liz,
I'm really thirsty.
This is such a nuke. Yeah, run away. Go.
I already apologized, like, profusely.
Yeah, you need to. Hey, Whoop has the blue key. Yeah, go ahead, run. Well, we're 24 minutes into the match today. Remember, Ku5ogrande is the bad video game tournament. Right now, what we're looking for is who manages to come in first. Specifically, this group, they're a 2-point group, which means that they have to take first place in order to move on to the next round. That's right. Only one person is moving on from
For the
this.
record, when I mentioned I had been giving them softballs the entire time because they're 2-pointers. It might be their last game. I didn't want to be too mean, but when I told them, I'm sorry, I gotta give you a nuke because I'm literally out of anything else. Because a lot of the ones I still had, I knew Whoop would know because she watches my stream. So I was I'm out of stuff. So I had to give them this, and they were like, that's okay, because, it's Ku5ogrande. If we're going out, we might as well go out in a blaze of crap.
Oh, that's what this
They
is.
accepted this.
Okay, so the various phrases that Duke Nukem can say, which, by the way, in the manual, it has a translation to various Portuguese phrases. Piece of cake, which translates to Maleza. Let's rock, which they just translate to Vamos lá. It's not nearly as cool as what Duke Nukem says, but okay. Come get some. Venha me pegar. Yeah.
You have to do these in your best Duke impersonation, bro. Can you give me your best Duke?
Come get some.
I'm pretty sure that's not quite how Duke speaks, but okay, I'll give you that.
Get some.
Come get some.
Come get some.
Come get some.
Come get some.
There you go. Good job, bro.
Piece of cake. No, that's not right. Piece of cake. Let's rock.
Let's rock.
Let's rock.
Turn out down. Duke has actually really good music, but not this. Not anything but this.
This music is so bad. This is why you don't. This is why you get a person dedicated to audio instead of having the programmer just put together whatever.
That is always the worst idea. Never hire your programmer as your sound person.
I mean, there are a few cases, a few exceptions. This is not one of the exceptions, though. Let me just say.
Yeah, maybe if they're like part of like, like those crack-tro people, maybe then.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, exactly.
What is that term where it's like it was a group of a lot of like British people. The demo scene, that's the word I'm thinking of.
Oh, I love the demo scene. It's so good.
Yeah, you can hire demo scene people to make your music. Everyone else, maybe stay away.
Don't trust them. By the way, I'm sorry if there is
Whoop is outside.
noise because I need to eat a sandwich.
Ooh, that is a fast alien.
Oh,
I like how they squitter around.
squitter?
Squitter.
I don't think that's a word.
Whoop is definitely in the lead right now. Whoop is actually doing surprisingly well
Oh, good.
this entire time. I'm not too surprised. I know Whoop is a fine connoisseur of the classics. I know that because she is the reason I had to veto so many games.
Mm.
I like how going back inside. This game becomes like really almost like a puzzler at points because you're like, where do I go and what do I have to do?
I mean, to be fair, most first-person shooters back in the 90s were kind of puzzling. Like, Doom 2, you had to run all over the place and oftentimes hunt for, like, teleporter. Where could the key be? What have I not checked? Have I gone through this door? What have I not done? I actually miss that quite a bit. Like, the new Doom is pretty dang good. But you just do not... I need to play more of it. I need to get through more of it. But you just don't get the same type of layout at all.
Yeah.
And we need it to come back.
I've heard a lot of similar a lot of agreement to that. Like, I haven't played many modern FPSs. I used to play a lot more FPSs, but then, like, after Modern Warfare, I got, like, Modern Warfare 2 and was like, this is not the direction I care about.
Yep.
For FPSs. I'm a check out. And past that, I agree with you. Although going back and playing these games, it's really hard for me to play these fast-paced action FPSs. But that's really just because of motion sickness. I'm sure they're actually a lot of fun.
Oh, that's right. You get super motion sick.
I can't watch this game right now.
Really? You're not watching? You're just like listening to the music? You're getting the worst part. Oh my gosh. Mile! Oh, it just jumped up on the screen and sucked. Face sucker there.
I had to give this game... I had to play this game in short bursts when I played it.
I can't imagine. Oh.
I used to play a lot. I actually, were you ever part of the Doom WOD and the Doom modding scene, bro?
I played a lot of them. I didn't actually make any, but I played a lot.
I actually made several WODs back in the day, none of which still survive, sadly. But that was, it was like the early 2000s, and I was really into making Doom WODs and ROM hacking.
Oh my gosh. My favorite mod, because I was a dorky kid, was one that changed all of the enemies in Doom to Barney the dinosaur.
Oh,
and
I
just
love
run around and explode him, and it was great. It was so good.
You heard it here first, folks. When Bro was a little child, he fantasized about murdering Bernie the dinosaur.
Everybody did
Bernie
in the 90s.
Oh my gosh.
That's just what you did.
Okay. A lot. There's a lot of that.
Like, that was a collective consciousness thing. Everybody wanted to murder Barney the dinosaur.
I didn't. I liked Barney. I grew up on Barney.
Well, you weren't part of the collective then.
Maybe not. I did play the ones with the Simpsons. That's a classic.
Like, I played a lot of Half-Life multiplayer with a Homer skin. The funny thing about that specific skin, though, is that it was a lot larger than the others, and because of the weird shape, the gun came straight out of his belly. And so you just saw Homer running around, arms and legs swinging, and then the gun sticking out of his stomach.
Oh, no.
It was so good. I loved playing as Ronald McDonald as well, because that's probably the scariest character.
Oh, for sure.
You could play. Yeah, I miss OG Half-Life with the different models that you could use. It was so good.
Oop is trying to figure out how she can progress. That's this level for you. This level is pretty confusing near the last half of it. Let me see. Does the wiki have like a how to beat this level section? Let's see. List of levels.
Okay.
Spaceport.
I'm sorry, chat, that I said model instead of skin. Apologies. Whatever. The flesh was really cool looking. Here, no. I'm just going to go ahead and use flesh instead of model or skin.
The flesh.
Yeah, the flesh suit that you wore in Half-Life, whichever flesh suit you chose was just amazing. It makes me want to go back for more flesh.
That was my favorite part of Half-Life when Gordon Ramsay, that's his name, right? When Gordon Ramsay murdered Homer Simpson's and wore his skin. That was my favorite part of Half-Life.
I don't think that's the right person.
What are you talking about?
It's raw.
It's raw. It's raw meat suit.
So, question.
Yes.
Whoop does have boots. What do the boots do?
They make it so that when you're in the red room, it does not hurt you.
Oh.
It's like radioactive. Radioactive. It's radioactive. So they're like anti-radiation boots.
Are you quoting Imagine Dragons?
I am quoting Imagine Dragons.
Figured. They're from Utah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Are they Mormon?
I think either used to be or what we would call Jack Mormon these days.
Oh, what's a Jack Mormon?
A Jack Mormon is someone who's a Mormon but definitely doesn't care about the rules.
Ooh, gotcha.
Yeah, so they may or may not go to church, they may or may not drink, they probably have coffee, so Catholic. Yeah, Tempest. That's about right.
So
I would say no, not cultural Mormons. Absolutely not cultural Mormons. I would say sort of counterculture Mormons is what they would be.
Cultural Mormons.
Yeah.
Like I know the term cultural Christian, and that makes sense to me. Cultural Mormon is interesting.
Oh no, that's the one. I don't know if I want to get too much into this.
Yeah, it's okay. We don't gotta talk about it.
But
I understand. There's just something about Duke Nukem for the Genesis that makes you contemplate God and religion.
But yeah, the term is definitely Jack Mormon. That's what,
Gotcha.
like, if they are still Mormon, that's what they would be. Which is used kind of derogatory here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure other Mormons would look down on that.
What's the current placement? Asks chat. Whoop, I believe, is in first. Otherwise, I don't.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I am very sorry, especially to Cadus. But
We're 36 minutes into this, Liz.
yeah. Technically, all we need to know is first place.
Yeah, I mean, oh no, I saw a frowny face. Yeah, I don't think the players are necessarily loving this. Firefang is specifically saying that they're fine with first-person shooters, just not with these controls. And I think that I would agree. Simply put, as soon as you put an FPS with a D-pad, you've got tank controls. It's like Resident Evil.
Tank controls. Ugh.
Except somehow less controllable. Yeah, you have to be able to strafe in a first-person shooter. Like Doom, I remember I finally discovered that you could strafe in the original Doom, and that saved my life.
Mm-hmm. Strafing is what separates the men from the boys.
I suppose. Or the nerds from the people who just sit down.
from the not as good at the game nerds.
Oh, the preppy people who sit down and they're like, yeah, I play video games. And then they just use the arrows and stuff instead of WASD. And you're like, honey.
I played video games. I played Uno.
Uno? Oh my gosh. I'm so offended. I played Cooking Mama on the Switch. Actually,
Switch Cooking Mama.
Only true gamers have played Cooking Mama on the Switch, and
for sure.
I haven't yet, but I can still be a true gamer.
You have to be a real dedicated Cooking Mama fan to play Cooking Mama on the Switch.
Oh yeah.
How much are those going for right now? I think they're being scalped, which is hilarious to me.
I think so. Yeah, I imagine the price is going up. Also, I'm gonna say that people are saying that Uno is competitive, and I would say only with house rules. Otherwise, it is boring. There's no reason to play
it for $40.
You got to play with house rules. Don't play with stupid normal rules. Why are people saying I have Uno? I mean, I think I do. I bought.
Of course you have
okay.
Uno. It came for free on your 360.
I don't have a 360, but I did buy a copy of Uno at the thrift store a while ago, and it's in a plastic bag. It wasn't even in the box. It's just a loose plastic bag full of Uno cards. It was like 25 cents. Of course we bought it.
Plastic bag thrift shop board games and card games are. Ooh! Oh, Whoop! Whoop has progressed.
Ooh.
She found the yellow card.
Ooh.
I was genuinely worried that I'd make her wander around for 30 minutes trying to find what to do.
Do you think anybody else is gonna find the yellow card?
Maybe Arvika.
Whoop beat
Because
the
Arvika
level.
is pretty. Whoop did it! Level 1 is beaten. This is further than I've gotten.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh. Liz.
This game, literally, if I play this, I have to lie down for an hour. Do you want me to do that just to beat more than level 1? I'm not doing that.
Oh, well, okay, yeah, like, considering that you'd be vomiting all over the place, I'll go ahead and give you a pass. But,
Thank you.
ugh, this game. I hate this game.
Is there different music?
A little bit. Like, it's hard to say it's definitely different, but I can hear some percussion?
Ooh. Just watching this is genuinely like, I'm starting to get a migraine.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I think I either had a migraine or just a really, really bad headache earlier this week. And
no.
no, it's okay. Sometimes I get those. That's how life goes. Some people get headaches. And basically, if it's anybody in my family, we're gonna get headaches. Yeah, Tectoy did make this and may have had a license, but maybe not.
It's all kind of nebulous enough in the air.
Honestly, it's high enough quality that I feel like they had to get some of the assets from
I'm genuinely curious how, like, because, I mean, it looks good. I was thinking that, I'm like, did they rip it? And if they ripped it, like, they must have known something was sketchy, because you don't buy the license to a video game and then rip your own assets. That's not how that works.
I mean, it sometimes does, but that's when the company that you got the license from just doesn't care about you at all. I've heard stories about people doing that. I've heard stories about people having to go and, like, crack into the code and, like, to figure out why something wasn't right because the company wasn't helping at all. Like, it happens in reality. So, who knows? They might have cracked the graphics, but, or, you know, managed to steal the graphics, but stole it because they had the license. It's just hard to say, you know, there's so much in the air. Oh.
So I don't think Whoop has a shotgun anymore, which means that she has to get through these cops, and she only has the terrible hit scan pistol and the, I don't know what that's called, the decimator, I think? Let me look it up. I have the wiki. Chain gun cannon. No, the Devastator. That's what I'm thinking of, and that's this game's BFG. And the Mighty Foot, but Mighty Foot against these guys. Yeah, I don't know about that.
By the way,
they do a lot of damage.
I'm doing a quick translation from Portuguese, coming directly from the secret laboratories of the Pentagon. This gun, specifically the Devastator, of two... what do you call that word in English? Two, like, barreled. double barrel. Okay, because it says like cannons. 2 barrels disperses a great quantity of little missiles in the direction of the enemies. The packages of ammunition are found during the game, and they have 50 shots, and the Duke could carry at the maximum 99. They say O Duke, and O Duke is the Duke. So he's known in Portuguese as the Duke.
The Duke. That's so good. So, my question is, I have a very important question for you for a second.
Yeah.
Who is the better Duke Nukem? This Duke Nukem or the one from Captain Planet?
The Captain Planet one's kind of dumb.
Really? Ooh.
But he came first.
He did.
I'm trying to think, because I can't actually remember him at all from the cartoon, only from the video game on the Genesis.
I think he looks like the Thing with I think a green mohawk. Honestly, I'm surprised I remember that. Let me look it up. Duke Nukem, Captain Planet.
Oh yeah, he looks like he's made of rock.
Right, the hawk. Yeah, he kind of looks like the Thing.
I'm gonna take this Duke Nukem over Captain Planet. Yeah, for sure. I don't like him.
Ooh. He's got an incredibly strong butt chin.
Not only is he hideous, but he wears Hawaiian clothes, and that's just...
That's my favorite part about him.
That's
how much he clashes.
It's it's not okay, though.
My thought is, okay, so I can only assume what happened to this poor man. Probably some kind of radioactive nightmare, and he got transformed into a monster. So he has to be, colorblind.
Well,
now,
apparently
right?
He's a doctor as well.
Oh,
he got a PhD in something, but we don't know what.
Dr. Duke Nukem.
Dr. Duke Nukem, yeah, that's his name. I also have no idea where he came from. Whatever. Stupid Duke Nukem. At least our hero here is trying to save the planet instead of irradiate the planet.
As far as we know.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm
Damn,
just
it's
trying to
time.
find out more.
Time to invest in poor nuclear practices.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Stupid.
Sorry for interrupting. Please continue.
Oh. Apparently he actually defeats Captain Planet once.
Ooh.
But I wonder what episode that is. Probably one of them dealing with pollution and stuff.
Well, I think if you pour pollution on Captain Planet, it weakens him. I think I remember that one. It involved oil, or maybe that was the Pig Man. I can't remember.
Oh no! I remember not Duke Nukem. Captain Planet, when he got any oil on him, it was his kryptonite. Except that Superman, he actually felt something for him. Captain Planet's just oh, I've got oil on me. Oh. It's Captain Planet. I don't know. Captain Planet's kind of dumb.
I loved Captain Planet. Oh my god, you.
Well, I love the show. Okay, it's just that I like the kids better than Captain Planet himself.
Oh, big same.
Because the kids were just they were trying their best. Captain Planet's just hey, I show up and save the day every single time because they put the ring together. And
Captain Yes Machina. He's a hero.
Everybody credits him for the win, even though it was the kids who did all of it.
Gonna end this episode in an unfulfilling way. I have a fun Captain Planet story actually. So when I was 2, the first song I ever got stuck in my head was the Captain Planet theme song. I watched it on VHS, and then I got it stuck in my head for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
And I came crying and screaming to my mom at like after bed, I came up to her and I was crying. She's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I can't get the Captain Planet theme out of my head." It was the first song that had ever got stuck in my head, and I couldn't make it go away, and it was scaring me. So she had to explain that that's just a thing that happens.
I love it. Oh,
It's just that catchy.
it's a good song. So, by the way, this isn't the only version of Duke Nukem that has had some legal issues. Specifically, a version of Duke Nukem, I'm trying to think, Nukem 3D 20th Anniversary World Tour, released in 2016. However, apparently they used music from one of the earlier versions that Apogee had used, and they had a limited right agreement with the composer to use the songs. However, Gearbox apparently didn't get the memo from Apogee, and because of that, they thought that they had the rights to the music. Nope. So they got sued.
Very interesting.
Yeah. And from what I see, Gearbox did eventually come out with that after they settled with the rights as full owners there. And I guess that is the big lawsuit agreement that was happening. I don't know. I'm so confused. There's just so much legal weirdness going on around Duke Nukem. Why? It's just a guy with glasses. Just create Bruce Wreckham.
Bruce Wreckham.
Bruce Wreckham.
Oh my god, that's my new fan OC, Bruce Wreckham.
Your fan OC, Bruce Wreckham.
It's time to punch, knee, and chew. What's something similar to bubblegum? It's just a nothing.
Tobacco.
And chew taffy. Oh no! Oh no! Bruce Wreckham eats. Bruce Wreckham does dip. No, thank you.
Bruce Wreckham, where did you go wrong? Created by the tobacco companies to create video games for children.
Oh my god, I could totally see that being a thing. They would absolutely, the tobacco companies would absolutely make a character named Bruce Wreckham. Jesus.
Oh my gosh. That's beautiful. I love it. By the way, I don't know, Whoop's in first. Everybody else is playing the game. I don't. We're 52 minutes in. I have no idea who's in second, third, fourth. It technically doesn't really matter, but
it feels kind of mean to me not to say, but at the same time, it's very, very difficult to tell. No matter who is in first, everyone is losing.
I think even we are losing as an audience on this one. Like, oh, jeez. It's so
funny thing is,
bland looking.
Whoop herself said that she does not think that this is that bad.
I would say that for the time period, it wouldn't be. Yeah, we're actually talking about other Duke Nukem games in the meantime.
The 2D Duke Nukems are pretty fun. I think I played one on the GBA.
Honestly, the most experience I have with Duke Nukem is through the pinball game Balls of Steel, which has a Duke Nukem board on it.
That's so good.
I played that so much, Liz. I'm not even kidding. It was my jam.
That's awesome. Ooh, could you do some like pinball stream sometime?
I should.
Do some Balls of Steel. That would be great.
That would be fun.
I have a weird like fascination. There's a few things that I can watch on stream that just like put me in a trance.
Yeah.
And it's pinball. If I'm watching pinball, I just get put into this calm trance. And it's just so fun for me to watch. Same with Tetris. Tetris puts me in a trance.
Yeah,
that
makes sense.
Meditate. I meditate to watching high-level Tetris.
I really enjoy playing pinball games. It's I've spent a lot of time just playing pinball because I'm not necessarily really good, but at the same time, it's so much nostalgia.
Have you ever looked into those pinball games on Steam that are like recreations of classic boards that you can play?
The biggest problem is that it always ends up being super expensive to do anything with those.
Yeah.
Mayo got outside. That's cool.
Well, Mayo, I believe, is in for second place then, because I haven't seen anyone else get that far.
Yeah, that was cool. Epic Pinball is on Good Old Games. Okay, I just need to look it up, but the most frustrating thing about pinball games is that usually you have to buy every single board that you want to play.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, part of the charm is that with video games you can go cruise around and check out all these different things. You know, I don't want to drop, like, $20 and have to play the same thing for like 20 hours in order to get my worth out of that single thing. I don't know. I don't know. That's my opinion.
No, that's
Pinball
valid.
Dreams. Okay, Pinball Dreams. I'll think about that.
Just play video game pinball, like Sonic's Pinball and Kirby's Pinball Land,
Yeah.
and Revenge of the Gator.
Revenge of the Gator?
It's a game made by the people who made Kirby, but before Kirby. It's basically Kirby's Pinball Land, but Gator themed.
Okay. I can dig that. Alligators are okay.
It's a cute game.
Yeah. I'd say that most lizards are pretty okay. I'm cool with that. I'm sorry, I've lost my mind, Liz. I can't think.
Is this music finally getting to you?
Finally? Come on.
Has this music gotten to you a while ago?
Yeah. Although the stage 2 music is definitely better than stage 1. But that's because there's less of it. And it's never a good thing when less music is better music.
It has drums. It has more. It's really weird to me because to me it feels like the music for level 1 is just one channel. And I'm not sure why you would ever make one channel music.
Maybe they actually used multiple channels but messed it up so there's only the one channel coming through. I mean,
that is possible.
I wouldn't
I've
be too
definitely heard
surprised.
of things like that happening.
Oh yeah.
Like, they're like oh gosh, Back to the Future NES, where like it was supposed to be Power of Love, but oh snap, it's like 3 times too fast.
Yeah. It actually
If you
sounds
slow it
really
down, it
good
sounds
if
good.
Yeah. It's just that apparently the people who made the game just never had heard the original song. They're like, wow, this is slow. So dumb. Yeah, Kate has said that there are 5 minutes left. Firefang put a whole bunch of question marks after that in chat. I'm going to assume that means really 5 minutes left. That was a while ago, but we just got the question marks here. We're so close to the end. Please just end.
I think Firefang is also stuck. Firefang actually is in the outside section, which means Firefang might be in second here because I think Mayo just got to the out. Oh
no,
Mayo's
Mayo got to this exact place where Firefang is.
Yeah, but I think Mayo immediately died last time.
Well, I mean, getting to that exact
Everyone
location,
has now been
Mayo
outside.
died.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now they have to find out how to get to the red section.
Wow, talk about failure to social distance. Stay inside.
It is less than a minute, and we will be free.
I'm trying to think. Would I actually enjoy playing this? I don't know.
Probably not. Like, it's definitely a challenge. I think if you look at it less of like I'm going to play a fun game and more like I'm going to challenge myself to handling this, then maybe you'll have some fun with it. You really got to get in the right mindset.
Yeah, okay. I don't think I can. I'm turning the music down because guess what? We are at that point that it is time. We are officially done, Liz. We're free.
Whew.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy that it's over. I am completely okay if I never see this game again. Oh no! Whoop vom whoop, getting devoured by an alien.
That alien is eating her very slowly.
Oh, very slowly. I mean, you gotta. Yeah, Cadus is telling them, Whoop took the victory. Not really sure about the other places, neither am I. Whatever. I mean, you know, it's always helpful for us to know, but at the same time, the other three won't be making it into the bracket. Whoop is the one who is going to be holding strong and moving forward to round 3. So, fantastic job. That is great. I'm just checking to see if Whoop wants to join voice. That would be cool to talk a little bit about this experience because this has been an experience. Everybody, we do have more Ku5ogrande tomorrow. You should definitely come back and have fun with that. We would love to have you come and suffer through a few more video games with us. Liz, yeah, I think Whoop blew away your expectations today.
Oh, for sure. I didn't really expect anyone to beat level 1. I'm very glad that we got at least one person. Everyone else got pretty close. They were right at the final key. They just had to figure out how to open that door.
Aha. Yeah, it's... Okay, let me go ahead and drag Whoop in. Hello there, Whoop.
Hello, Whoop.
You're muted, so...
All right.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool. Whew, that was actually kind of fun, actually.
Uh-oh.
I'm glad.
You think so?
Like, I played a lot of Zero Tolerance as a kid, so I'm kind of used to janky FPS Genesis games, kind of. But I think once you figure out, like especially when you're strafing around, like, once it's, like, it's kind of like it's very clearly, like, the same thing is going to show up at the same time, so it's a lot, I don't know, like, I didn't find it that difficult, even though I only got to level 2, but apparently I'm the only one who did, I guess.
You are. Everyone else, some people basically just got to the section with the half-open door and were trying to find out how to get in it. That was about 30 minutes after you got there and were trying to figure it out. So you were quite ahead.
Yeah, you have an advantage due to having played other FPS games on console.
Like, well, the thing is also I noticed too is that when I checked out the first room in the game, I noticed that, like, you know, I noticed that, like, okay, there's these going to be little tiny things in the middle of nowhere that you have to click on or, you know, use the button on or whatever to open.
Yeah.
So yeah, so eventually, like, after like retracing my whole steps around trying to find out open the half door, I'm like, wait a minute, there's these really ugly orange switches that you can hardly tell what they are on these green walls.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that you were able to figure out what to do there. The red room was a little bit tricky. I think that you had to get through with the boots and not have them run out. Otherwise, you'd take heavy damage. But
yeah, that was just complete, like, chance. Like, I just managed to pick up the boots. I'm like, huh, I wonder what these are for. And then, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you thought that this wasn't necessarily too bad. I honestly think that I might enjoy it more if I were playing it than if I was watching it. I gotta be honest there. That doesn't mean I want to play it.
Especially if you mute it. Like,
the first
music,
level,
I think, is the worst part.
it's elevator music, and it's not even good elevator. It's like discount
It's
elevator
one
music.
channel elevator music.
Yeah, you go to Sam's Club and buy an elevator. That's the music you get with it.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I feel like I've played worse.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I'm
have
glad
too.
you
Well, Yeah.
It seems like you were the only member of your group who feels that way.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else cared for it that much.
Like, if I only had that game to play, and I was sitting around at home, I'd probably put it on and then complain and play it some more. Like, I don't know. It wouldn't be worth giving up video games because of this game. Maybe. It's hard to say. Well, I'm trying to think. Whoop. I know that you're a pretty good friend of Liz. Are you streaming other games these days on your channel?
Here and there, I've kind of been a little bit burnt out just because, like, I've been working through, like, a work crunch as well as, like, you know, the world and everything.
Yeah.
I'd say currently I'm trying to go through just, like, other little things in my Steam library, and normally I would speedrun, like, Jalico games and some other assorted jank. But right now I'm doing The Longest Journey, which is a very apt name for the type of puzzles they have in it that would put 90s Sierra games to shame.
Okay.
I didn't say I was. I'm using an FAQ just because I want to get to the story. I've played the sequel, and I was like, "Oh, let's see what this is." And I don't understand how anybody in their right mind could play that game when it was new.
That's awesome. I might have to check that out sometime. I think it is time for us to go, though. Everybody, we have more tomorrow. Make sure that you stop on by. If you're not able to, we will get VODs uploaded to YouTube later on, so don't worry, you'll be able to check those out. I want to raid NPC. We love NPC around here. Smartball, I know you're streaming too, but NPC is playing something really weird looking. I don't know what this is. So let's go ahead and... Oh, you're not streaming anymore? Well, good thing I didn't go bother you then. Huh. Let me think. Do we have a good raid message from anything? Oh, you just hosted me? Oh, okay. Also, Corndad, thank you so much for the sub, and thank you, Smartball, for the host, despite me wanting to go raid you. Yeah, good raid message from anything?
Nothing I can quite think of.
Oh, LK. Yeah, go ahead and spam that. LK. That is the password for Magic Boy. Thank you so much. I will see you all later. Take care and have a great day. Bye.
Bye, friends.